Welcome to County Portal, your simple source for local government services and public records. Let's get started.
How deep are utility lines buried? It's a simple question with a surprisingly complex answer, and knowing it is crucial before you dig for any project, whether it's planting a tree or building a deck. The truth is, there's no single, universal depth for all utility lines. The exact depth depends on the type of utility, your local and state codes, and even the specific terrain of your property. However, we can go over some general guidelines to give you a better idea of what's under your feet. Let's start with electric lines. High-voltage primary cables are buried the deepest for safety, typically around 30 to 36 inches down. The secondary power line that runs to your house is usually a bit shallower, often around 24 inches deep, and is almost always protected inside a rigid pipe called a conduit. Next are natural gas lines, which are a major safety concern. These are typically buried between 18 and 24 inches deep. Main gas lines running along a street might be deeper, but the service line to your home falls in that range. Hitting a gas line is extremely dangerous, so it's one you must be especially careful with. Water lines have a unique requirement: they must be buried below the local frost line. This is the depth to which the ground freezes in winter. In a warm southern state, the frost line might only be 12 to 18 inches deep. But in a cold northern state, it could be 48 inches or even deeper to prevent the pipes from freezing and bursting. Sewer lines are all about gravity. They need to have a consistent downward slope from your house to the main sewer connection. This means they might start out relatively shallow, maybe 18 inches near your home's foundation, but can get much deeper the farther they travel across your yard. Finally, we have the communication lines, which include your cable, internet, and phone lines. These are almost always the shallowest utilities, sometimes buried only 6 to 12 inches from the surface. Since they don't carry dangerous voltage or materials, the codes allow them to be closer to the top, which also makes them the easiest to accidentally hit with a shovel. With all these variables, you can see why you can't just guess. These are only typical depths. The only way to know for sure what's in your yard is to use the free national service, 811. By law, you must call 811 a few days before you plan to dig. They will contact all the local utility companies, who will then send a professional to your property to mark the approximate location of their lines with colored paint or flags. You'll see red for electric, yellow for gas, blue for water, orange for communications, and green for sewer. It's a simple, free call that protects you from injury, expensive fines, and repair costs. Thanks so much for watching. We hope this guide gave you a better understanding of what lies beneath your feet. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to our channel for more practical tips for your home and yard.